Hey everyone, Misty here from At Home with Misty. Welcome to my New Year's weigh-in 2 weeks late. Oh, I swear, once I think that I get 2 steps ahead, I fall back 3 steps. So let me start with the weight because I know that's what a lot of people are normally here for. So I weighed in on January 1st at 427 pounds. I'll have to go back and watch my weigh-in from last year, but I'm either up 7 pounds or 2 pounds. I can't remember. I'm at 417.9, I think is what I weighed in this morning. And I should have watched that first, but it completely slipped my mind. I'm nowhere near where I wanted to be for the end of 2016 and the first of 2017. But it is what it is. I can't go back. I can't turn back time. All I can do is move forward. So I haven't weighed in again, and I don't plan on weighing in probably until the 1st of February. Going forward from there, I may weigh in a little bit more often. I haven't quite decided. I've pretty much changed my mind about a few things that I talked about in my life update video, and I'll get to that. So one of the things I talk about, I got a haircut. And I'll tell you why in a minute. So one of the things I talk about often is how I don't want this journey to be just about the number on the scale. I want it to be about getting my blood sugar under control, putting my diabetes in remission, those kinds of things. And I want the weight to come off, but I've always talked about it being a side effect of getting my diabetes under control, those kinds of things. And as much as I don't know that I want to do this, it's what I'm going to do. I have set a long-term goal, I've set a midterm goal, and I've set a short-term goal. And I got this idea from Rosalie from Back to Chubby. And I watch her, and she was, I think she started at 435. So she was a little bit heavier than me. And she's down, I think, 50 pounds in 3 months, which I think is fantastic. And she's done it without exercise, just with changing her diet. So good for her. So check her out if you are, find these kind of videos interesting. But the more I think about it, there is a number. There is a number that I want to see. And it's a number I don't think I've seen since like the end of grade school. So my long-term goal, and I hope to have this by my 41st birthday, which is 2019, I believe. Yeah. I would like to be at 199 pounds, which is a 228 pound weight loss in 2 years, 4 months-ish, which is a lot of weight. And I know that 199 sounds like kind of an arbitrary number, but I haven't been under 200 pounds in decades. I'm 38 years old. I think the last time I was under 200 pounds, I was in the 5th grade. And I don't know that for sure because we didn't go to the doctor that often and I didn't weigh that often, but I do know that I graduated high school at over 300 pounds. I think I was around 320. So I'm sure I gained 100 pounds in those, what was that, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, 6 years, 6 years, I don't know. So needless to say, I have struggled with my weight my whole entire life. I'll insert a picture, if I can remember, of the last time, the only picture I have of me past being a toddler where I was thin, like a normal sized child. And I think a lot of stuff happened. I share a lot with you guys, but there are some things that have happened in my life that I'm not ready to share just yet. But, oh, sorry, I kicked the camera. But there are some things that happen around 4 or 5 years old that I think is kind of where the eating started. It also didn't help that We consisted on, everything had bacon fat in it, a lot of fried food. But I'll go into that stuff, and I may have already gone into that stuff. I can't really remember. So I really want to be 199, and I don't have. I mean, it's not about being in Wonderland or whatever anybody else calls it. It's just about, I want to be under 200, even if it's just for one day. Even if. So that's my goal. I really wanted to have that done by my 40th birthday, but that is I can't lose weight in a healthy way in that short of time, because I turned 39 in April. So that only gives me like a year and 4 months. I don't think I can do it. So, and I want a more realistic goal. So that's my long-term goal, is to lose 228 pounds by my 41st birthday. Oh, that's so hard to say. I don't think of myself as almost 40 years old. I mean, look at this face. This face doesn't look like the face of a 40-year-old. I don't have no wrinkles. I just have a gobbler. It's because fat don't crack. Anyway, so that's my long-term goal, is to get to 199 pounds. Once I get there, it's really going to depend on what my body wants to do. I know that the human body kind of finds its place of where it wants to be, and you kind of stick there. So we'll see what happens. My midterm goal is to lose 50 pounds by July 1st. So that gives me a little over 5 months to lose 50 pounds. So that works out to a little over 2 pounds a week. If I, and I don't know how much I weigh now, but that is from, January 1st. So hopefully, we have been eating well. I was eating really well until this week, but I'll talk about that in a minute. So my short-term goal is to get under 400 by March 31st. So that gives me about 10 weeks, I guess. There may be an extra week in there or two to get under 400 pounds. And I want to get under 400 pounds. I don't know. I think the last time I was under 400 pounds, Rob and I had just gotten together. And it was around our wedding. And the reason why I had lost so much weight is because I went 4 months without taking any insulin or anything, because we didn't have health insurance. So I dropped weight super duper fast. So again, long-term goal, I'm rambling, even though I made a list. I made a list to stick to, and I keep going off. Keep going off. So my long-term goal is 228 pounds by my 41st birthday. My midterm goal is to lose 50 pounds by July 1st, 2017. And my short-term goal is to lose 27 pounds by March 31st or April 1st. At least by my birthday. I would like to be under 400 pounds by my 39th birthday. So I mentioned in that, sorry, I keep looking around because I don't know why. It's hard to focus on the camera when I'm pouring my heart out here. I mentioned in that life update video that we weren't necessarily going to follow any particular plan or way of eating other than going low carb. And I started having doubts about that. And I started, I don't believe in coincidences. Let me start there. I don't believe in coincidences. I think everything happens for a reason. I believe in signs. I believe in fate. I believe that things are placed in your life, and it may take a while and you may have to be beat on the head before you realize the message. But I feel like everything that happens in your life is a lesson or a message. So 3 years ago, maybe, it may have been 4 years ago now. I'll have to look, but Rob and I did paleo. I started paleo and was very successful at paleo for about 3 good weeks. My very first week, I lost 16 pounds, which is a lot of water weight to lose. And But I fell into the same thing that I always fall into, where I'm really, really good about something strict like that for a good 3 or 4 weeks. Something comes up and it throws me off balance, and I emotionally turn to food. That happened this week. Sunday, I felt like I pulled a muscle in my back. And it wasn't as painful as the time I pulled the muscle in my thoracic spine. That I literally thought I was going to die when I did that. This hasn't been quite that painful, but it's still been, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's still been like a 9.5. And it's where it feels like my back is catching. So I think it's a disc is pinching on, I think I have a pinched nerve. I missed the whole entire week of work because I could not. Well, number one, I was like, Monday and Tuesday, I'm just going to keep taking muscle relaxers and hopefully it'll go away. I woke up Wednesday morning and I was like, I've got to go to the doctor. So much so that I didn't even see my normal doctor, which I normally put up a fuss about. And I'm like, no, I want to see my doctor. I saw the other doctor in the practice because I was in that much pain. And she was concerned. She's like, your back is so hard. So my whole entire right side of my lower back was very hard and swollen to the touch, and I have lumbar something. Just another $10 Scrabble word to add to my collection of back problems. But my regular doctor didn't really. He said my back was bad, but I don't know that if he didn't let on how serious it was, but she did, and apparently it's bad. And so, yeah, it's bad. So I got a shot in the butt, which I told her nurse that I was going to get a complex because this is only the second time I've seen her. The first time I saw her is when I was going through bronchitis, got a shot in the butt. This time I got another shot in the butt. So she put me on a steroid. She prescribed Flexeril, and she's like, go home, take a Flexeril and Meloxicam, because I've been eating those like Tic Tacs, I feel like. And she's like, don't go back to work until next week. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I'm filming this on Saturday night, and it started a week ago, and today was the first day I felt like I could actually move and walk around. And that explains the makeup. We went to eat lunch, and then we went and did some grocery shopping. Rob did every store, but I went in Aldi with him because Aldi's not a huge store. By the time we walked out of Aldi, I was about to die. So I've been dealing with that. I was using our hot tub. We got a hot tub for Christmas. I think I mentioned that. It came in, I think on the 2nd. And we've been getting in it every single night. And then I tried again on Thursday night, and I couldn't do it again. I barely got out. And we have a handrail and all sorts of other things. And so I haven't been able to do that. We've been putting heat on it. We've been doing icy hot. We've been doing everything that we could do to help my back. And it's been a struggle. And it pisses me off. It pisses me off because I want to be able to do things. I want to be able to wash my hair, which is exactly why I cut it this short. Not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before then. I was in the shower. I couldn't hold my arms up long enough to wash my hair. And I decided that day that I was going to get a pixie. And everybody was like, are you sure? And I didn't want to tell anybody that I'm getting a pixie because I couldn't wash my hair today. I didn't want to tell somebody that my muscles are so weak that I can't do normal things. So I don't remember if I mentioned in that life date update or not that like at Christmas time, Rob had to like peel potatoes. Couldn't peel a potato for nothing. He's had to do, a lot of the work. And this week, I tried cooking the first couple of days, and then after that, I just couldn't. I just couldn't. So we've eaten out a lot. I ordered pizza one day. I mean, I was doing great. I hadn't had any type of carbohydrate like bread, pasta, grains, those kinds of things since the 2nd of January. So I was doing really well, but same old, same old. I fall into the same habits, but yeah. So that's why I cut my hair. I can literally just pump it, go rinse it, and it's clean. It's a little bit easier to wash my body because I'm not having to hold my arms up that long, and I have a loofah that's on a stick, so I can get like my back and those kinds of things without having to be too much of a contortionist. But it's getting harder to function, and I need to get weight off as quickly as I can. And I cannot afford to not be successful. So, anyway, back to signs. So, I felt like that was a sign, and then I had been thinking about it, and a couple of people I subscribe to on YouTube are doing, starting to go paleo or doing the Whole30, and then Facebook has those, this on this day, whatever, and it was like, we went paleo, and then, we went paleo and I lost 16 pounds this week, and I went paleo and I'm seeing numbers on the meter that I hadn't seen in months, and I was just like, okay, fine. So we are going paleo. So I picked up the Whole30 book. I also picked up Practical Paleo. I did that on my Kindle because it was like $10 cheaper to get it on the Kindle. The Whole30 book was only like $1 difference, so I went ahead and got the book. I really like cookbooks, so I'm excited to do this one. So and I'll list the ones I picked up down below. I picked up the Whole30. I picked up Practical Paleo. I picked up Paleo in 28, which is 4 weeks of meal plans with shopping list. And then I picked up Paleo Perfected by America's Test Kitchen. And I actually heard about this one from the gentleman next door, just a random YouTube channel that I found one day. They were talking about this, and I love America's Test Kitchen. I don't know that I love it without Christopher Campbell, but whatever. So I'm really excited about this one. You guys, if you watch America's Test Kitchen, which we do religiously, they test and test and test. I have one of their really, I think it was like their 20th anniversary. It's the really thick one. Rob got that for me for Christmas one year. But I've already seen a couple of things in here that I'm so excited to try. They have a béarnaise sauce that I'm so excited to try. I don't know. I don't like the cauliflower. I don't know that I'm going to be doing like faux potatoes or those kinds of cauliflower rice. No, thank you. So, it'll be really interesting to see. So we're not starting this yet. We're definitely not starting the Whole30 yet. I am not ready. I want to get through these books. I want to make sure that I have all my ducks in a row, because if you are unfamiliar with paleo or the Whole30, you basically give up. It's an elimination diet. The Whole30 is an elimination diet to heal your gut, for autoimmune disorders, those kinds of things. So that's really what the Whole30 is about. And then paleo is the Paleolithic diet. I'm probably not even saying that right. Where you eat a diet that is not based on modern day agriculture. So you're not eating, wheat, gluten, grains, corns. You're limited on things that are more man-made, like vegetable oil, canola oil, those kinds of things. So it's a really interesting concept. It's one that makes total sense to me, and I think that's why I'm Native American, why Native Americans and African Americans have such an issue with diabetes is because it's the modern day diet isn't anything what our ancestors ate. So, like I said, I have real success with it. Once I get started, I plan on doing some videos and stuff like that. Maybe at least sharing my meals or testing recipes, those kinds of things. It's definitely on my list. And so let me see if I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. I did. So yeah, the last thing I'm going to say is I think this is going to happen. I haven't quite decided. When I was a baby, and I'll try to insert a pic here, I was a redhead. And so I really wanted, I was going to do a pixie and go blonde. But the problem is my hair is very thin from probably parts from the thyroid and parts from the insulin and stuff like that. So I can't blonde in this red. I don't know. Normally I'm very decisive. I want to do my hair this way and I want to do it right this very minute. But I am on the fence about this red. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, I'm going to be consistent with you guys. I'm going to be consistent with this. There's not a lot of convenience foods is where I was going with that on the Whole30 and stuff, because no dairy, so it's a lot of cooking, and I've got to feel a little bit better. We need to do our big grocery shopping trip. We haven't done that yet. We're going to do that in February instead of January. So yeah. So you're going to see this video on Sunday the 15th, January 15th. I'm going to be starting a new series about my life as a diabetic, from being diagnosed. I have little notes: diagnosis, letting yourself grieve, meal plans, getting a support system, and going forward. So if you have any questions about diabetes, or you've recently been diagnosed pre-diabetic, or if you just have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments down below, or if you would rather email me to be a little bit more private, I completely understand. I'm not a doctor, of course, but I have been diabetic almost 11 years, so I know what works for me and those kinds of things. So anyway, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you, and we'll see how we do going forward. So thanks, guys. Bye. Oh, excuse me. Bye for now.